Not quite.
No, not quite.
D&D!
There you go. Last time on the last episode of D&G.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll start from the top on that.
Okay.
Last time, the party was in the midst of exploring the ruins of Bazil outside the capital city of Ramsgate in search of, a couple things. For their own reasons, or at least the reasons of um, a rather well-to-do individual that sent them there. They were looking for the Cloak of the Grey, and possibly to find out what happened to the Grey Mage in the first place, that he never seems to have returned from the ruins. And having met a drow servant of the Raven Queen along the way, turns out she was headed there as well to root out some sort of perversion of nature, or the natural way of things, that the Raven Queen found, a bit unsavory, to say the least. So, after venturing down into the ruins and poking around a bit, they seem to uncover the presence of a mind flayer. Something, a suspicion that was, all but confirmed as they ventured deeper and found an entire settlement of seemingly mind-controlled humanoids, just sort of sitting in silence and existing down there. Antagonized a bit by a certain dwarven rogue tossing an acid splash their way, they all proceeded to get up and chase him essentially around the entirety of the lower level and up the stairs and kind of winding back around and down to where the rest of the party had been. Eventually cornering them in a small cavern that sort of broke off from the body of the ruins. In here, they seemed prepared to make their stand, but the mob of humanoids didn't seem to have any interest in crossing into the cavern. As the party was kind of puzzling about this, a sickly green light washed over the room, casting the shadow of some tall, robed figure that, upon being hit once, just sort of vanished, leaving the party to, figure things out. Their version of figuring things out was running headlong through the green portal that had opened up on the other side of the room. And so run through they did, and they found themselves in somewhere. Just sort of in these rolling hills between a pair of armies that seemed about to go into battle at the base of a mountain range. One mainly populated by dark armored individuals, spotted with fiends throughout, and the other kind of a strange mishmash of polished looking elven soldiers and kind of a ragtag group of other humanoid races, all united behind a single, what appeared to be a half-elven female, but actually, upon closer inspection, was just a human female who had seemingly adopted elven garb. Upon loosely committing to fight for the non-fiendish side, the party is now awaiting the commencement of the battle. And at this point, you guys can do whatever you want to prepare or plan or whatever. So what are you doing?
Christ. I forget, did Bungdo turn back into a gnome, or is he still a rhino?
You became a gnome.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay.
You cannot be a war rhino. I'm sorry.
He will.
I might
He
be. I can change twice a day.
Yeah.
Just don't remember if I've changed twice already.
And to be fair, it's twice per short rest, I believe.
Ooh. Spicy. So yeah, I can turn it back into one if I want to, which will be cool. For the charge. Alright, I guess I'll wait a minute to do that, though.
Alright. And as you're standing here sort of conferring and, planning for what's about to unfold, you see every now and then there is a dark purple burst over in the opposite camp, and you see these twisted, mutated, fiendish forms just step out of what look like small portals that seemingly spit them out. There's all sorts of nasty-looking things over there. One a hulking figure you can see has it's like probably 15 feet tall. It's got flesh just kind of like sloughing off its form, and you can see an exposed rib cage, inside of which is some other poor being just stuck there.
Alive?
Seemingly.
Damn.
Yum.
That was my first reaction too.
Yeah. There's another flash, and you see about half a dozen strange crosses between humanoids and perhaps goats or something, and some sort of black feathered bird all rolled into one, just sort of step out and flutter down to the ground. Their skeletal heads kind of turning to survey the army across from them.
My divine sense is just tingling all over, even though they're so far away.
Oh yeah, there's some dark shit going on over there.
It's gonna hold my holy symbol in one hand and just kind of pray to Bahamut, make sure we come out on top.
Okay. Anything else from anyone else?
Well,
I'm just over throwing just practicing like my throws, essentially.
Okay.
I'm centering myself.
All right.
Bungdo starts stretching.
All right. And so yeah, as you're doing that and kind of all getting yourselves prepared, you hear the voice of the seeming leader of your group here kind of ring out over the dull roar of conversation and prayer and everything else that's going on. And you just hear her begin to give sort of a well, for lack of a better term, an inspirational speech, a stirring pep talk to get her soldiers in the right frame of mind for the probably horrifying events that are about to unfold. You just hear her say, 22 years ago, elves and men set aside their differences and rose up to end the reign of the brute King Warren Drassig. In the ensuing years, we have suffered at the hands of his sons, Neminar the Black-Fingered, perpetrator of the Torthil massacre.
Ugh, can I have all of this? And
I will put it in chat when I'm done.
okay, thank you.
Who refused to let even the dead escape his grasp. You, the free people of this land, rid the world of his treachery. Now only one remains, so-called King Trist Drassig, last of his line. It seems even now the Drassig line would sooner doom itself to the abyss than grant us our freedom. If that's the case, I say we give him a proper and prompt send-off. For glory, for Torthil, for freedom. She just raises her long blade to the sky, and you hear the soldiers all around you just begin to lift up their weapons and just "Ah!"
I would like to join them.
I would like a history check to see if I know what is Torthil.
Yeah, make a history check.
See if I've ever heard of it.
Alright. Does not ring a bell.
Fuck. Right.
I'll do the same.
Okay.
Nope.
Why not? It's a nat 19.
Does not ring a bell for anyone.
Dang it.
I don't really care, but okay, yeah, I don't care.
You're just excited for a battle.
Yep.
At that point, in seeming response to the battle cry of your army, you just hear this ferocious, bellowing, cacophonous roar from the opposite side. Everything from the battle cries of the heavily armored humans there to screeching and cawing and rumbling roars from all these assorted fiendish creatures that have cropped up among the army there. And you don't even see any sort of leader or anything to that effect stepping up in front of this horde of just evil, vicious-looking creatures. You just see them all let loose a roar, and before anyone is able to do anything else, they all just at once commence sprinting across the battlefield towards you.
How far away are they?
Probably about, I would say, from 250 to 300 feet.
Okay.
I want to get on the front lines.
Okay.
I'll just find a spot on one of the ends.
Bungdo kind of shrugs and follows him. Turns into a rhino
Alright.
when he gets to the front.
All right.
I'm
But
standing
before he
on
does, he
Bundo's
does
I
a
go-
stretch to either side, and then transforms.
I hop up on Bundo's back, pull out a kunai in one hand, my Togarian hand axe in the other, and just wait.
Okay.
I run forward with Strogdor.
Okay.
Kex is staying behind.
Okay, that's good to know.
And when they get within 60 feet, I'm going to toss my kunai, throw an acid splash, and catch my kunai.
Okay.
Actually, better yet, I'll just freaking throw my kunai off to the side and just acid splash as they're coming. And just have it pop back to my belt.
All right. So, first, I'm going to go ahead and roll initiative for it.
My steed too?
What was that?
My steed too? Question mark?
Yeah, I can do that.
Well, it's there, isn't it? Yeah, you did. You casted that, right?
It
Yeah.
doesn't go away once I cast it until I either dismiss it or it dies, which I just resummon it.
Yeah.
But it takes a minute. No, it takes 10 minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not like a permanent death, though, is what I meant.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let me get everybody here. Initiative? Maybe? Maybe not. That didn't seem to want to work. Fine, I guess I'll go through and do it the old-fashioned way.
It's a the nay.
Alright, everybody go ahead and just the basic initiative roll on your character sheet.
Oh, I'm ready!
I almost fall off Bungdo.
Yes, I did see yours. Okay. So, let's see.
Oh, that was a shitty roll for me.
Oh, since you can assist people with skills and whatnot, I know there's assisting for attacks. Since my steed works as a seamless unit with me, can I have it just assist all of my attacks?
Yeah, that'll work. That's fair.
You officially have Trinket. Only hopefully a little more useful.
Oh, that didn't go in right.
I mean, it's a mount.
There we go.
Well, no, I know, but I'm just saying. Hopefully he's a little more useful than Trinket.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The only time Trinket was useful was when he was being played by Matt.
He might have been useful in the beginning. You don't know. You weren't there.
By the sounds of
Harsh
it, he
words.
really wasn't.
No. Don't listen to them.
Okay. So, all right. So as the horde is bearing down on your forces, Trogdor, what are you doing as you jump into action?
Is the army we're here with going up as well, or are we just holding the line?
Well, you are essentially the first one to do anything upon upon the opposing forces rushing in. So you are kind of the first motion on the part of this mass of troops.
You put me like at one of the ends, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna run in full 30 feet, or until I hit something.
Okay. So, with a ferocious battle cry, Trogdor runs forward, brandishing the mace of Coriel. And you can see, well, Trogdor, you can feel the weapon is physically growing warm just as you run into the fray and prepare to bring some divine smiting upon this this army here.
Oh.
All right. So when you say you want your steed to assist, like, are you staying on foot then, or are you riding in?
I'm on foot.
Okay. So then you just want the steed to like run up alongside you and sort of kind of tag team, or double team basically anybody you engage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
From what I was reading, it was like one person, kind of like a hold action, but you assist someone with their attack, and then like you basically skip yours, and they get advantage on their attack.
Yeah.
So my dragon would skip their turn for me.
Okay. All right. So then Platinum Drake begins to sprint forward, just maybe a second or two behind you, as the rest of the forces then lurch into motion, taking off, and you can just see the waves of troops about to collide with one another. Maya, it's your turn.
I'm
Well,
following.
sorry, Brown said wait. Wait, what?
Sorry, I didn't remember. I just redact and put Shield of Faith on.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So yes, everyone is rushing toward the middle. Maya, what are you doing?
Rushing towards the middle.
Rushing toward the middle. Okay. Are you like going full on sprint? Because you could probably take the lead if that's the case.
Yes.
All right. So as the waves of troops kind of converge on one another, Maya breaks through the front of the ranks of your side, and is sort of like the lone security guard in the middle of the wall of death at a concert, just lone figure between two massive waves of people. All right, Bungdo, what are you doing?
I just start charging forward.
All right, so the ground is shaking as the rhino charges forward. You just hear, and he
I'm
just
impressed by your rhino noises.
and yes, Rhino Bungdo just kind of reinforces this part of the line. Togar, what are you
Next
doing?
time, by the way, someone needs to put war paint on me.
When they were 60 feet away, I would have liked to have tossed an acid splash into a big crowd of them.
Right, okay. You'll probably need to sort of scoot up behind the front line if you want to be able to get into that range, because they'll probably meet sort of at the halfway point, which would be beyond your 60. So I would say you're probably...
I'm riding Bungdo right now.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I jumped
Okay.
up on his back. I'm riding him wherever. But
Okay.
when they get anything gets within 60 feet of me, splash that shit.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. So I would say, just for the sake of being able to kind of keep things rolling, Togar, go ahead and roll your attack.
3.
Jeez.
Okay. So yeah, you just hurl your kind of ball of acid, and you see it kind of just splatter, across a small area of the field, and begin to sort of seep into like the areas between the cracks of the armor on some of the humanoids, and they begin to kind of like pause and claw at their armor, trying to get through and just somehow get the acid off of their flesh. Coming back around to the top of the order, Trogdor, as you get to just within range of the front line, you can see there are a handful of humanoid figures clad in heavy armor, as well as a pair of the strange humanoid goat bird things, kind of slowly flapping their wings and coasting just behind them. What would you like to do?
Oh,
Are you there?
Mike muted. One unmute. How far are they?
I would say you could let's call it 25 feet. 25 to the front line humanoids, and then like 30 to the creatures floating behind them, or kind of gliding in behind them, I should
Do they
say.
look bigger or the same size as the humans?
Let's see. Those particular creatures Where did my character sheets go? There they are. They do appear to be a little bit bigger than the regular humanoids, probably for game purposes, large creatures, like 2 squares by 2 squares.
Okay, I'm gonna rush the full 30 feet then. I want to take out the biggest one and scare off the others.
Okay.
Alright,
Okay. So yeah, Trogdor comes running forward, his steed following closely behind him.
oh,
Let's see. Yes, these are fiends, and so you do get your d6. And all right, so you, as this thing comes kind of gliding in behind the line of humanoids, you just slam your mace into its midsection and kind of throw it off balance, and it manages to land still on its feet, but it's clearly kind of rattled by that sudden solid impact. And actually, if you were,
Oh.
here you go. I was gonna say if you were getting, well, yeah, this would probably kick in next turn, the whole advantage thing. So yeah, you're good there. Okay. So then, let's see. Yes, that does hit. So as it's kind of regaining its balance, you stop on a dime and just slam it again, kind of coming down on its back. You see wounds begin to kind of open up on the flesh of the thing's back. A number of black feathers like sticking to your mace as you pull it back, but it's still standing there, and it just sort of slowly turns to face you, and you see the skeletal bird skull that rests atop its shoulders just staring you down, kind of cocking its head. All right. And, well, I think that's about it for your turn then, right?
yep.
Okay. So then as far as your steed, in this case, since it's still kind of closing the distance, I would say you could have it make an attack if you would like to do that.
Would it be giving me advantage next turn, or would I have to hold this attack to do that?
Yeah, you would probably have to hold it for advantage next turn, but you could have it close and sort of at least square up with the creature if you'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have it on my side or something.
Okay. So yeah, the dragon kind of comes up behind you, and it's sort of like craning its head up, and you're sort of standing side by side with this dragon, facing down this fiendish creature, whatever it is. Okay. Check this. Okay. This guy is going to do a thing. All the things. 2 screens is still not enough. Okay. So, Maya, you are up next.
I'm just gonna follow Trogdor and fly in behind him to try and swing at one of the open sores he opened up.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attacks. Alright. I'm pretty sure 20 hits. I'm pretty sure 22 hits. Okay.
Oh,
Uh,
I meant to do my quarterstaff. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna be swinging punches at it and kicks. And I'm gonna gonna do it one more time. So.
Okay. So yeah, seemingly flying in out of nowhere, Maya is immediately upon the back of this creature as it's now turned to square up with Trogdor and his steed. 3 quick blows to the back. Yeah, it certainly does not seem happy about this proposition. All right. And so then at that point, it's going to be the creature's turn. All right, so it is going to. All right, so it lets out this like dry, kind of gravelly sounding caw sound as you just see this cloud sort of rise up from the ground all around it in what you gather to be probably a 20-foot radius. And I would like, let's see. Oh, here's a good question. The attack's going to go off either way. There's a possibility that you guys might be safe. Does Maya have the no diseases thing yet, or is that later?
Nope. Later.
Okay, so I need you to make a con save. And Trogdor, I think
I'm
you
immune
might...
to disease since level 3.
That's what I thought. Okay, so you do succeed on that, Maya. And you just smell this foul odor kind of twisting and floating its way into your nostrils, but you're able to kind of fight through it and fight through the whatever it carried, whatever ill effects the creature was trying to affect you with. You are able to fight them off. But the cloud does remain sort of hovering there for a moment before slowly beginning to dissipate. It's going to be it for him. In the meantime, kind of off to the side, either side, you can see the other fiendish creature has kind of flown in and landed behind the line of humanoids and is beginning to attack the wave of your allies kind of converging down on that location. Seems to be kind of a stalemate right now. Your group does seem to have the numbers to their advantage, but there's no telling how long that will last with the help of fiends. So, moving on, that's going to bring us to Bungdo. What is Bungdo the Rhino doing?
I keep charging till I hit something.
All right. So let's say you hit something.
Do I just roll 20 for it?
Let's see. You sent me a thing, I believe, yeah? What does the thing say? You go ahead and roll a d20 and add 5.
Let me get that dice roll sheet up real quick. 1d20 plus 5?
Yeah. Okay. And so I guess I'll let you choose either way. Are you aiming for one of the fiendish things, or are you trying to plow through a soldier or two?
Soldier or two.
Okay. So yeah, as Bungdo the Rhino comes barreling down, you can see that his horn just collides dead on with the chest plate of one of the armored soldiers, putting this nasty dent square into it, knocking one of them back. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Wait, you're attacking The good guys?
No, there are humanoids on the other side too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let me see what my attack damage. So what do I roll for the attack on that? It's D20?
For your damage, you mean?
Yeah.
For your damage, yeah, it doesn't say on that thing you sent me, does it? Okay. Then I will have to look it up.
A
Yeah,
D100.
totally.
Oh my god, that'd be so great.
And you roll a 1.
That's what I did.
That seems about right. 2d8 plus 5.
Damn.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. So, yeah,
So what?
and make a
16?
quick roll here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and you just see him go flying backwards into his allies, just getting launched by Bungdo. Yeah, he lands on his back somewhere out of sight as the rest of the group kind of converges around, filling in the spaces that were left by his sudden absence. Okay. And I assume that's it for Bungdo, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so Togar, as you've come riding in on top of this rhino, what's your next move?
I'm looking for the biggest, tallest, meanest looking son of a bitch, and while he is distracted with Bungdo's antics, I'm gonna throw my Togarian hand axe right into his face.
Okay, well, probably the biggest would be the two fiendish bird things that are backing up the humanoids. You can see that Togar, Maya, and Deed are all fighting one of them. That would be the one on your left, and then the one on the right is kind of just helping the humanoids fight off the allies of yours that have kind of attacked from that side.
Alright, what I'll do is I'll lean down, like, kind of close to Bungdo's, ear, and say, Bungdo, stay away from the big guys, take out the little guys, and keep moving. And I'll help you out too. And I'll sit up and just whip my Togarian hand axe at the big thing's head, and duck back down and kind of grab on.
To clarify, which big thing? The one that your friends
that
are
everybody's attacking, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Alright. Fuck!
Yeah, and unfortunately, it catches the tip of a spear that's been raised up to, for some purpose in the fray there, and you just see it get deflected. But luckily, it does just come back.
Oh, you know what? I guess I technically do get 2. Don't I?
Let's see. What is your what are the qualifications on?
I
Finesse?
think, yeah, I'm pretty sure if it's a finesse weapon. You can do one, essentially main hand, one offhand.
Okay.
Is that hand axe finesse?
That is a good question. A hand axe.
I know.
It is light, so yes.
Yeah. So I can do.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the second one. Go for it.
Fuck! I throw and hit the same damn spear.
'Twas all in vain.
Yep.
But once again, the Togarian hand axe does just return to your side. So at least there's that.
I'll just lean back into Bungdo. Yeah, I hit him. I hit him twice. Yep.
Sure.
That'll end my turn.
Okay. So then, Trogdor, what are you doing?
I want to try and finish this thing off.
Okay.
Should I roll with advantage?
Yes, you should.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so yeah, you bring the mace down on it, and oh, there you go. square on the skull, and you just and you do see sort of like a couple hairline fractures begin to form on the thing's skeletal face, but it is still not only holding together, but yeah, still standing, still looking pretty fierce. Okay, and then you slam it again. That is, let's see, that's a total of 23. Okay. Cool. So yeah, you hit it, and it's certainly taken a bit of a beating thus far, but still standing, still just sort of staring at you with those dead, empty sockets it has for eyes.
Dang it. This is so strong.
I mean, it's a
How
fiend.
dare it have like more than 60 health?
This is bullshit.
Could be pumping it with Divine Smite.
Nah. I gotta save it for bigger, better enemies.
Fair is fair, I suppose. All right. And so that would basically take up your and your steed's turns. Maya, what are you doing?
Getting out my quarterstaff to help fend off other attacks and continuing attacking the creature.
Okay. All right, so it kind of like brushes your first strike aside with its like ragged-looking black feathered wing, but the second one does find its mark, and you're able to kind of slam it just up under the rib cage on the kind of backswing, and it does recoil a bit, and I guess you would probably consider this thing bloodied, although it's not red that's pouring out of it so much as this tar-like black substance that just kind of drips down to the ground, and you can see it staining and discoloring the plant life that it falls on, turning everything that it touches just grayish black.
I'm going to plant my quarterstaff in the ground and use it so that I can kick off the ground and kick it
Okay.
in a wound.
Okay. And kick it in a wound you do. Getting some of this sticky black substance on yourself in the process. You do kind of feel it recoil, especially as you've hit a place that's already kind of torn up. And yeah, it is certainly looking as though it's taken quite a beating at this point, but probably not on its last legs just yet. Is that it for Maya?
Yep.
Okay. So that's going to bring us back to the creature's turn. And that point, it is going to turn to the one that decided to attack its gaping wounds and make a pair of attacks. One with its beak and one with its claws. So it snaps at you with its beak. And that's an 11.
Who's it attacking?
Maya. What?
Does my reaction roll with advantage too, or is it just the normal?
Probably just the normal.
Okay.
Oh, enmity.
Oh, damn. I don't know if I hit.
Yeah, no, just whoosh.
No.
Okay. Second attack on Maya once again with its claws. That is a miss. And so it just snaps and swings, but Maya's just dodging all over the place. It looks like something out of the Matrix. She's just ducking out of the way at the last moment. She can probably hear the claws just passing squarely over her face as she ducks back out of the way. But yeah, that's going to end this thing's turn, and you can hear the sounds of battle again off to the right as seems the forces are still kind of at a stalemate. Bungdo, the rhino, what are you doing?
I am going to attack the nearest enemy.
Okay.
Just a rabid rhino charging through the enemy lines.
Pretty much. Okay. So, go ahead and roll a d20, add 7. Alright. And the nearest enemy would be one of the humanoids in heavier armor. Let's see. Okay, so this time. You manage to like make contact, but you kind of more brush the enemy out of the way than actually deal damage. Would you like to move at all, or just kind of stand your ground and keep
Yeah,
swinging?
I'll back up a little bit, like a few paces, and then just kind of get in a defensive position.
Okay. By a few paces, like in game terms, are you backing out of your space, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be 3 attacks of opportunity.
Oh Christ!
I'll let you redact it if you'd like.
I'm gonna. Jesus, no, I'm not gonna move.
Okay. Yeah, you are in the middle of a battlefield. It's close quarters. Like, assume you're face up with multiple enemies at any given time.
Okay.
Which is part of why I'm not using a map and minis and all that stuff. Because it is a clusterfuck of craziness. But, okay. So Bungdo stays there, squares up, kind of takes on the defensive stance. Togar, what are you doing?
Well, are they? I'm gonna peek over Bungdo's head. Are they all looking at Bungdo? Like, are they all just ones in front of us?
They certainly seem a bit preoccupied by the rhino in the middle of the battlefield.
Alright, I'm gonna take a couple throws at them then.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll your attacks. Okay. So that first one hits, and you can see that there's... this is probably one of the ones that you've already attacked, and you can see kind of a corroded spot in the armor. And you throw your hand axe, and you see it actually not only kind of find a way of piercing through just a little bit, but also drive the weakened armor sort of back into the wound.
Okay. Do I get sneak attack on that? Because Bungdo?
Yeah.
Cool. Oops. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I accidentally hit my scroll wheel. There we go.
Okay. So, yeah, he like staggers back, and he's like clutching at the wound at this point. Yeah, not looking good.
Can I get one more throw at him?
Yeah. Ooh, that's gonna be close.
Finish him.
That's what I'm trying.
Okay, yeah, for this guy, you throw your hand axe again. This time you just kind of find that little seam between the helmet and the chest plate, and you see the hand axe like lodge in the neck, and it just collapses, and then poof, it just appears back at your side again.
Sweet.
Is it bloody, or is it just only the dagger appeared? Or hand axe?
It's still bloody.
Yep. Then what I'll do, just for whatever else I have, I'm gonna take a little bit of the blood off of it and wipe it on both sides, like underneath Bungdo's eyes, for war paint.
Yes.
And then that'll end my turn.
Okay. Trogdor, back to you, squaring up with the fiendish thing.
This thing's taking a beat.
Yes, it is.
Can't let up now.
Okay. All right. So yeah, again, just square in the midsection. Yeah, still standing. You do hear a crack, but it's still standing. It's kind of still up there. Certainly struggling a bit more to keep its stance. Probably at this point looking like it's about on its last legs.
Why won't you die?
All right. And
Is there anything going on with my mace still?
there's like this constant warmth emanating from it. You kind of have this feeling that's washed over you since you've run into battle that, like, yes, this is what this thing was meant to do.
I'm gonna be back.
All right. Oh, well, of course, now that your turn's coming up.
I'll be quick.
Okay. Please hold.
Oh yeah. Let me know if any of our NPCs or people go down.
Okay.
As long as they're not dead.
Like by the front lines, you mean?
Yeah, anyone who's nearby, like within 30 feet. Once 3 of them go down, I'm gonna start casting spells to bring them up.
Okay. So what's Maya doing?
Sorry. Sadie's breath was terrible. I had to give her a mint stick. I am going to take my quarterstaff and whack it on his head, trying to exacerbate the wounds it is sustained from Trogdor.
Okay.
Trogdor's been bashing around the midsection. She just wants to hit it in the head.
Oh,
That max damage.
If only it wasn't in that one.
What?
If only it wasn't in that one.
Well, I'll try again. Giving up, I'll just kick it.
Alright.
I just imagine like a little kid trying to hit a tree with a stick, and then just like, fuck it, and kicks the tree down.
So
I
Maya
just kicks
swings.
the tree down.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like young Thor, all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, first attack with the quarterstaff. The creature actually manages to nearly disarm you, but you're able to kind of wrench the staff out of its claws and swing it back around, trying to finally end this. And it again just kind of brushes the attack off. And just as the quarterstaff is kind of reaching back to its resting position, you just smack at the thing, finally making contact, and you just blast right through what's left of this thing's skull, and it just dissipates, around your outstretched limb, and the whole body of this creature just begins to turn into this black, ashy substance that just kind of disintegrates and blows off in the wind.
jeez, Chuck Norris.
Gonna head towards the other one.
Okay. All right, and that's it?
Yep.
Okay. Now that we're engaging with this other one, it's going to be that other one's turn as you approach. And it probably hasn't taken the time to notice you yet, so it's just continuing to slash away at your allied forces. You can see it just it slashes one with its claws, just essentially ripping the front plate right off of the armor. And then as it snaps with its beak, you can just see it take this large chunk out of this guy's abdomen.
Oh,
And the wound, you can see, has this almost like bubbling appearance to it.
That don't look good.
And that's going to do it for the creature this time around. Bungo the Rhino, what are you doing?
I'm gonna attack the nearest enemy. Just gonna
All right.
keep rolling.
All right.
Charge.
Well, I have to charge for at least a certain distance, and I don't think it's that far away.
Yeah, you don't really have that kind of room.
Damn.
It's like you're just throwing your head back and forth, trying
Pretty
to
much.
impale people.
I'm
Yep.
goring people.
All right. So yeah, that's another D20 plus 7.
All right. D2. Ew. 17.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of swing your horn up at one of the opposing soldiers, and yeah, you do manage to break through. You kind of hear the whining of the metal armor as it just gives, and you feel this warm fluid begin to drip down your horn as you feel you've actually impaled this guy. Go ahead and roll your damage, which is going to be, what did I say it was before? I think it's what, 2d8 plus 5, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was like my sneak attack. I had 2 1s. 2 1s and a 2.
All right, so there's this guy who is just like impaled on the rhino's horn, flailing and like trying to force himself off of it at this point. Anything else for Bungdo?
No, that's it.
Okay. Togar, what are you doing?
How far away are we from the big ass thing?
It's probably not more than like 10 feet away.
Okay, and Maya's there already?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to chuck my hand axe at that.
Okay. Just hits.
Oh, sneak attack then?
Yep. Okay.
Son of a bitch! low ass rolls. Alright. And then I'm gonna look down at the guy that's just screaming bloody fucking murder on Bungdo's horn. I'm gonna say, "Will you shut up?" and throw the hand axe at him.
All right. And so, yeah, after attacking the fiend, it just pops back into your hand. Will you just shut up? And then
Yes,
just red
that's
spray
exactly.
up
That's
as he just falls still.
Yes.
Bungdo has more war paint on him.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
And then I'll lean down and say, "Yeah." Say, "There you go, Bungdo. There's some war paint for you." I go get him, and I'll just hold on.
am I inspired by this?
And that'll end my turn.
Okay. Trogdor, having seen the beast in front of you just disintegrate upon that final strike by Maya, you and your steed are standing currently unengaged with anything. You've kind of got a side-on view, so you could kind of go your left and attack the creature that's kind of on the back line of the enemy, or you could go right and attack the humanoid forces. What would you like to do?
If I go after the other creature, am I gonna get opportunity attacks on me?
No.
Okay, I want to go do it then.
Okay. So you run up to the creature, and I'd say you could get there and make an attack if you'd like.
A normal one?
Yeah, these would be normal because your steed is kind of bringing up the rear.
Oh.
All right.
Come on, these smite rolls.
So as the thing is like choking down the last little morsel of the chunk it ripped from the soldier standing across from it, just you just come out of nowhere, just smack it like on the side of the head again, kind of throwing it a little bit off back. And it just turns to stare at you, not saying anything, just staring. All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So yeah, you then kind of swing at it, and it just quickly reaches up one of its clawed hands and like catches the mace by the actually like right around where your hand is. So you're both kind of gripping it, almost fighting over it.
Oh.
Anything else?
Am I able to rip myself free, or does I have to wait till next turn?
That would probably be next turn.
Alright. Oh,
Your
awesome.
steed is coming up though.
Alright. Also for that divine smite I did earlier, supposed to
Yeah.
do an extra d8 for fiends, but I forgot about it, so
Yeah.
it's
All right.
already dead, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. So would you like the steed to lay back and help assist you with your attacks, or do you want it to try and do something to extricate you from this situation?
Try and get me free.
Okay. So the dragon comes running up. You can hear it just kind of lumbering up behind you. And let me pull up that character sheet. There we go. Makes a bite attack against creature, which does hit, and you see it just kind of wrench the thing's hand away from the weapon as another spurt of that tar-like black substance just comes squirting out of its forearm, kind of dousing the ground in front of it with that sickly blackish gray color. You are free, and you have control of your weapon once again.
Do I have any idea what that black stuff is?
Let's see. You would know that from religion. Well, you could know that from religion. So go ahead and make a religion check.
Nope.
It's like their blood or something.
Or something.
Okay. And that would probably conclude your steed's turn. So Maya, what are you doing?
Oh. Now that I've reached that one, I can attack it willingly. And I'm just gonna use my quarterstaff to help move me around it quickly.
Okay.
To punch and kick it.
Okay. And that's 3 hits. So whack, 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 just kind of from all angles as you're quickly kind of circumnavigating this thing, keeping it sort of keeping it guessing with your swift movements. All right. This thing is now looking bloodied. And I guess that's it for Maya, right?
Yep.
Okay. So then the creature is going to make a pair of attacks against. I'll roll for this one. Becca, you want high or low?
High.
All right, it turns and upon finally finding her, attacks Maya. With one snap of the beak. That's a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
I need you to make another con save. All right.
You're fine.
Yeah, you're missing a nice little chunk of flesh, but you do kind of feel whatever dark disease or whatever it may be that the creature was attempting to affect you with has not taken hold. That doesn't stop it from trying to slash at you with its claws.
How much damage should I take?
For that first one, you take 11 points of piercing.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, is that with that's the thing I'm fighting, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
What?
I'm gonna try and do my reaction.
Damn
it. As ready as you were for this battle, the whole reaction thing is kind of escaping you right now. Okay.
He's just
And
thinking
then-
too far ahead. He swings and then the thing walks by, and then he goes, "Oh shit!"
That must be it. Okay. All right. So the claw attack. That's a 17.
Nope.
Okay. So just whiffs, which is a good thing because that would have been 19 points.
Jesus.
Yeah. Okay, and that's gonna be it for that thing's turn. Bungdo the Rhino. Keep plowing.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
D20 plus 7?
D20 plus 7.
Are you like just running a circle around
What?
this thing?
Oh, for it.
who
Yeah,
are
basically.
you- just kind of clearing out the trash mobs as everybody else fighting
Yeah.
boss. All right. Okay, so that unfortunately is not going to do it. So you have another swing where you kind of like it's kind of like an awkward like nuzzling into the side of somebody more than goring them with your horn.
I'm killing them with kindness.
Yes.
Just gently pushes them out of the way with his horn.
All right. And that's it for Bungdo?
Yep.
All right, Togar.
Hand axe at the thingy. The bird.
The big thingy?
Yeah, big thing.
Okay. So yeah. And it does kind of like embed in the thing's wing for a moment before disappearing. You see a few like severed feathers just sort of fluttering to the ground. Oh, there you go. That's a better sneak attack.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
Okay.
The one that Bungdo just kind of nuzzled out of the way. I'm gonna look down and go, Bungdo, it's like this, and throw the hand axe at him.
All right. And yeah, you do manage to find kind of a seam like right around where the shoulder would be in the armor, and just there's this gout of blood that just spurts out.
Spraying Bungdo?
Yeah, sure.
Bungdo the Red Rhino. Alright. I'll leave it in there for a second before I let it come out. Just and just spraying Bungdo all over.
All right. Okay. And that's it for Togar?
Yep.
All right, Trogdor.
Attempt to kill this thing.
Okay.
I'm at normal still, right? Until next turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just as the thing kind of ducks out of the way. But then on that upswing, you manage to catch it like up under the jaw and just don't forget your extra damage.
Oh, there's a lot more coming.
Okay. So let's see. That's 17, 21. Okay. So yeah, there's this like just burst of radiant energy that emanates from your mace as you just smack it in the jaw. It is still standing, though.
Damn.
Trogdor looks at his mace as if it's broken. Shakes it. Damn.
These things seem to be weak at all to the radiant, or is it just normal damage?
Just seems to be normal damage. I mean, you know that it is dealing extra damage for the fact that these things are fiendish in nature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's kind of my turn.
Okay. So then you want your steed to assist? Like prep to assist, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. So then that's going to bring us to Maya.
Okay. Right cross.
Alright, and with that right cross, you punch right through the thing, and it just dissipates into that fine, black, ashy substance.
Fucking kill steal.
I mean, she's doing a bunch of damage too.
Oh, I know, but she's just like the second time she's gotten the kill right out from under you. You just like dumpster a bunch of damage on it. You just like flick and just kills it.
It's all about teamwork.
Oh, I know. It's just funny.
I'm doing like 20 points of damage on my turn.
Oh, I know,
Over
I'm
20
just
points
saying.
of damage.
Filthy
on
kill
my
stealer.
turn.
I'm just saying, it's just funny.
That he gets so close.
Yes. And you're just like, flick. I killed it.
That wasn't so hard. Okay. Any other more fiends out there?
There are a number of them kind of deeper in the ranks. You can see, like, there's actually a few of those tall creatures that seem to each have one or two humanoids, like, stashed away in their rib cages. And further back, you can just see, like, sort of right at the foot of the mountain, there is a larger horned figure just perched on a large stone over the top of what looked like a handful of like military tents, probably potentially where one King Drassig might be hiding out if he is still around.
How far away is this?
Still, like, probably a couple hundred yards back. I mean, you've got the whole battlefield kind of sprawled out in front of you.
Okay.
I'm going to start fighting my way back to the fiends.
Okay.
I mean, I have 2 more attacks, so I'll just strike out at closest people near me that are enemies.
Okay.
Carry
And yeah, kind of like in an action movie, you know, she just dusts the one creature and then just poof, poof, knocks 2 more down to the ground, not even looking. Okay. Bungo the Rhino. The ranks are quickly thinning in front of you as
I'm going to accelerate the thinning.
Charge?
I don't know if you got that much room, but
Oh.
okay. Yeah, and you do hit, so go ahead and roll your 2d8 plus 5.
There you go.
Okay.
Acceptable.
Yeah, so you actually turn and, like, the one that you had sort of awkwardly nuzzled before that now has blood just gushing from his shoulder, you just get him, like, right up under the armpit and kind of ragdoll him off to the side.
Ow.
I just cheer.
Okay. Alright, and at this point I would say the ranks are, like, clear enough that you guys could start progressing forward kind of deeper into the fray if you so chose, or you could hang out here and just play defense.
How well does the rest of our army how well does our army look compared to theirs?
So in your immediate surroundings, your side seems to be winning. Probably in no small part due to the fact that you're kind of pulling fiend duty right now. Looking around the rest of the battlefield, it seems to be mostly kind of a stalemate, except this point where you've sort of broken the front line, and you can see your forces kind of beginning to spill forward and permeate the body of the opposing army at this point.
I'm gonna look for the nearest fiend and keep taking out the big guys.
Okay, so the nearest one would be, for easy gameplay, I'd say we can just fast forward to the point where you get there, maybe killing a couple, foot soldiers along the way. But it is one of these massive, like, rib cage creatures. It almost looks like a large, like, goblinoid of some sort, but impossibly large for something of that species.
Are there any downed ally soldiers that look like they're maybe just unconscious, not dead?
Yeah, there are a handful of such people, if you would like to offer some assistance.
Nearest 3.
Oh.
Give them 5 health. Bring them back to.
Okay.
Oh, you would give it to them and not to us.
Do you
We're
need
doing fine.
Yeah, but you get a maximum hit point growth. It'll just be an extra padding.
They're distractions.
That's a very paladinly thing to say.
I'm just surprised you don't run down the line, just lay on hands 1 point each.
I mean, I could.
That would do the same thing, and you'd bring more of them back.
Tell them to go rest.
Yeah.
Could I do that?
Doesn't it take an action for each person though?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
You might save more people by killing creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
Well, that's a fair point.
Fine. I'll boost us.
Oh.
I mean, you don't hear me because we're in the middle of a battle.
I'll give 5 to the Rhino, 5 to Maya, and 5 to me.
Oh.
You're safe up there.
I know.
Okay.
As soon as we're within 60 feet, I'm just chucking stuff. Hand axe.
All right. Cool. So that being the case,
Actually, if I could, just in the interim, I'm literally like machine gunning them from the back of Bungdo. Any enemy within 60 feet of me, I'm just chucking daggers left and right at them. As he's doing whatever he's doing.
okay.
Poking people with my horn.
Have anyone of us taken any damage besides Maya?
Nope.
You guys are in pretty good shape so far.
Okay.
So far.
Yeah, keywords there.
We're out of initiative, right?
I would say like suspended initiative as you're on your way there.
Okay.
I'd probably keep the same rolls for simplicity's sake, but
Can I heal Maya on the way?
yeah, sure.
How much damage did you have?
I only need 6 more points because you already healed me 5. So
Well, it also increases
Oh.
your max, too.
Yeah, so you can heal me by 11.
Okay. You're healed by 11.
Maya feels revitalized.
Okay. So, you spend the next few seconds kind of traversing the battlefield, taking whatever swings you can get along the way, before you eventually arrive at the site of a battle between a number of your allies and this large goblinoid creature that you can now see has just a screaming, malnourished-looking elven male just stuck in its rib cage, trying to reach out and just claw his way free, but to no avail. And the thing, as you're approaching, you're watching it just fighting with your allies, and you see it just swinging left and right, and you see like a limp humanoid form just go flying off to one side. And then as it picks one of them up, and you see the claws just like digging into his midsection, you see the form of this crumpled figure just disappear and suddenly appear within the ribcage of the creature, still lying there unconscious, but imprisoned.
Rude.
Pretty much.
And at that point, you do see the other figure that had been imprisoned within the rib cage. The ribs actually part slightly, and it just falls out, and then begins to like slowly kind of writhe around.
Like a seizure.
Wait, the
Oh.
elven figure?
Yeah,
So he gobbled somebody else up and spit that guy out.
yeah, basically.
Sexy.
Right.
So, let's see. I think the last one in initiative was actually Bungdo, because he got the guy in the armpit and everything. And that would bring us to Togar. So,
Yeah. Just
yeah.
60 feet, I'm gonna throw my hand axe at the fucking. Like, so, is it like just a rib cage, or is it like skin over it?
So essentially, what it looks like is if a goblin was somehow obnoxiously tall, like probably 15 feet tall,
Mm-hmm.
and the core of it is the most substantial part of it, but it does have these kind of long, spindly legs and gnarly, clawed hands reaching out from long, kind of torn up looking arms. There are like holes in the thing's flesh, and the holes just get bigger and bigger until you reach the chest cavity of the thing, where the rib cage is just fully exposed, and you can see the now unconscious form kind of just sitting in there.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna aim for its head then.
Okay.
Shit.
And yeah, you're just a little bit late on your release, and the hand axe just kind of sails off to the right. You hear it kind of like clatter through something, kind of like just flies out of sight. But of course, you are able to summon it back to you.
Yep. I'm gonna try that again. A little better this time.
Okay, let's see. All right, the creature seems to see your attack coming and just swat it out of the air.
Damn it.
And it would seem that I have to go deal with something. So let's take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Alright.